Hi, it's a great day. I'm super excited to share with you this very moment some key factor you need to avoid as a solar energy installer or entrepreneur. Once again, my name is Engineer Joseph, Site Technical Supervisor for Kentex Solar Global. you know, when I remember some kind of pain that this thing cost me, you see how I actually take a very big break to tell you how important these things are. As a solar energy technician, installer, or entrepreneur, this thing I'm going to share with you is very, very essential. It's something that you don't in any point need to joke with it, right? One of the key things to make sure you avoid is never assume your client, never assume whoever you're going to work for, or whoever you're going to sell your solar energy product for, know the exact capacity of system he or she want to go for. Over the years, over a decade experience, we have seen customers that will walk into the office. The total, my total energy consumption for my house is 3 kVA. Please, I need a quotation for 3 kVA and inverter. Please give me a quotation for 3 kVA inverter. This is all I need for my house. There are two things that need to happen at that moment. If there are two things you need to do or need to happen at that moment. Number one, you have to make that customer, if he insists that he know what he's doing, you need to make that customer to have a written agreement with you that the 3 kVA that he say he needs, he have already done his own load calculation, and he have also know that the 3 kVA in view not supposed to be, there's supposed to be a gap for whatever system that you want to load on those 3 kVA, because number one, don't forget 3 kVA inverter cannot give you exact 3 kVA. Multiplying the power factor of that machine, that 3 kVA is going to give you less than 3 kVA. And it's unprofessional for you to get a 3 kVA system and at the same time to go and get a load or a product, right? To go and get an appliances that is almost the same size of that system. So it's very, very, very unprofessional. It's something that you need to always have an agreement with your client. If the client says he knows what he's doing, I need 3 kVA, you should just give me price, or you should just get the material, let's go to my house and install. Make sure you have an agreement with him that if you are getting this 3 kVA, whatever that comes next, you should take charge of it. Then you have that agreement with him, then fine. But if he's not ready to take that, not ready to go into that MOU, that memorandum of understanding, or that agreement with you, advice, never assume that your customer know what he's doing. Never assume. Rule number one, as a solar energy engineer or an entrepreneur, if you want to go far in this business, never assume that your client know the technical aspect of what he's doing. Make sure you go down to his house. If you cannot go down to his house, tell him to list the items for you. Then do your load calculation by your own self. Then if 3 kVA is not doable, or if 3 kVA cannot go for those things he mentioned, you should recommend for him. Most of my clients, they know I cannot be responsible for what you recommend for me, but I can be responsible for what I recommend for you. So rule number one, never assume that your client know what he's doing. Always be the one to recommend. If they recommend, make sure you have an understanding with them agreement, an MOU, memorandum of understanding, that in case if they just assume, they just believe there is this some of those customers, they call them ITK, I too, they believe they know it all. They believe they are also, they study electrical engineering school, they're able to know what is how to do audit and everything. So in such way, you need to have that understanding with them, right? And another thing that you need to avoid, this will help you. This will help you. I'm telling you this from the place of regret. I am sharing this with you so that you will not make the same mistake I have made in the past. Never assume you know it all, or never believe you know it all. This is the right word for me to use. Never believe you know it all. There are some jobs that probably you cannot do it all by yourself, and you know deep inside of you, you cannot do it all by yourself. You need someone who is more experienced, who need to put you through so that next time you can do it better yourself. Probably you just need to share the profit with that person. But because of greediness, you want to do it all by yourself. And before you know, these things are very sensitive devices, especially inverters, controller. They are very sensitive devices. Before you know, you damage an inverter or you damage charge controller. Before you know, they will say, solar is not working, or probably this your machine is not good one, right? So the place of taking away greed from your whole solar energy experience or your whole solar energy journey is going to help you a lot. For example, if you are handling a design for the first time, probably is a lithium-ion battery or a hybrid you don't have knowledge about, rather than trying a device, get someone who have installed it before, call him, watch how you do it. Probably that's the only time that you're going to pay him for that service, because you are into that field. Next time when you come across such same system, you can able to save yourself that stress, right? So I believe this is going to help you out. Call someone if you know you have a doubt inside of you that you're not too sure that you're going to do it. And last but not the least, I advise always to probably pay a visit to your site before the day of the project. Pay a visit, get to know the site, familiarize with it. Not that probably you go to a very thick village and you start thinking, oh, I supposed to come with this one 2 coil of cable. I come with 1 coil. So these are some mistakes that you should not, you should avoid as a solar energy engineer or an installer if you want to go so very far in your career. And just a bonus, delivery speed. Avoid giving people unfulfilled promise. Avoid it. Giving people unfulfilled promise. If you know that the job is going to take 3 days, ask for 4 days. In case you deliver before the 4 days, they will give you a remark, a kudos for what? For well done, for a good job done on time, rather than giving people promise that you're going to do it for 4 days and you end up doing it for a whole week. So avoid giving people unnecessary promise that you cannot keep to it. Thank you. I remain Engineer Joseph, Site Technical Supervisor for Kentex Solar Global. If these have actually blessed you and is of great help to you, drop your comment and I will share more with you. Thank you.